Hey guys, welcome back to More Peace Heal Talk episode 10. This one bear with me. Obviously I'm going to be touching on the topic of love in this episode, hence the title, When Love Alone Isn't Enough. And not just love in the intimate sense, but also in the platonic sense as well. Y'all. Mercury has retrograde this go around, okay? And for those who aren't really familiar with the term Mercury retrograde, or when any other planets go into retrograde, if you're not familiar with that side of things, the astrological side of things, I'll share some insight on that in a minute. But for those of you who are, how y'all doing? I'm cool. Man, Mercury has retrograde, but for the better. I will say that for sure, for the better. It's just been intense for me personally, because this go round, this season in my life, I've been very hell-bent on not repeating cycles of self-sabotage from my past. And I would say this season feels that much more intense to me, because I have no plans of going backwards, and what that could look like outside of us, for anybody who can relate, on kind of releasing and purging and shedding things that no longer positively serves them, people, situations, circumstances. When the form of detachment and releasing is alive and well, and you're going through that process, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I know I kind of laugh and giggle and ha about things, and that's no way to downplay the seriousness of releasing and what that process entails. Is like, but for me, I do a lot of reflecting as it is. I do a lot of thinking about life and my connections and where I want to be and where I want to go and who I want to be. And when I've had what I feel is enough time to really process things to the point of clarity's sake, then I feel the need necessary to share that clarity with you guys. So if you don't see me for an extended period of time on this platform specifically, I'm living, I'm learning, I'm journeying. And when I come back here, I always want to bring my best and to share my knowledge and my wisdom. I truly believe in each one teach one. So, yes, when love alone isn't enough, y'all, in my past, when the planet Mercury has gone retrograde, and typically people kind of associate that with like, oh, exes coming back and things from the past resurfacing and so on and so forth. And I kid you not, every single time that Mercury has gone retrograde, someone from my past has shown up. And again, this isn't just in the intimate sense. But also in the intimate sense as well. Every single time. And again, this time, it feels so much different. And I know it's because of the changes that I've decided to make in order to better myself for my future. So right now, I feel a great sense of clarity and freedom, but also a sense of remorse, because the things that I've had to detach and let go of, I would consider to care for those people, things, a great deal. But as the saying goes, everybody can't go along with you on your journey. And when you become clear about the path you want to take in life, and the newness that you want to attract in your life, there are certain things that need to go. So I just wanted to read, I found a brief little definition of the term retrograde, and when planets retrograde. And it says the term retrograde motion comes from the illusion that another planet is orbiting around the sun in reverse, which stargazers have observed since ancient times. During planetary retrogrades, we have the opportunity to revisit, reclaim, redefine, and reconnect with the energies represented by the retrograde planet. Retrograde periods invites us to slow down and revision how we want to go forward, and if we keep pushing in all the same ways we have been, we'll hit walls of resistance in all forms. It is true personally and collectively. We can't sustain ourselves and our planet without serious adjustments and, in many cases, complete reinvention. So, let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on. I think that was a bit of the technical terminology and explanation of it. So the period invites us to revisit a lot of the things that we continue to perpetuate cycles. And it did just that. It did just that for me. And how it correlates to the title of the video is a very significant relationship of mine. I was faced with a past love, and I was faced with a past love, and it felt really great to connect with this person again, because we had spent a great deal of time not in communication, not speaking to one another. And you know, as time progresses and people don't talk, you know, people just kind of go their separate ways, do their own thing, live their own lives. And during this time, we have reconnected, and I knew that the difference, I felt the difference in the connection for sure, because I knew that I had elevated in a place for me along my healing journey, that I didn't view things the same. I didn't view, I wasn't susceptible to things of my past in the way that I used to be. So when this person came back into my life and started, you know, using some of their natural ways of doing and being, I felt like, okay, you're seeing what you need to see, and you're experiencing what you need to experience, and now it's up to you to process. Do you want to continue forward with this? And again, y'all, this is very touchy because I care about the person so deeply. But I had to release, and not just this person, but the people associated with this person. I had to close the cycle and end it, and kind of like ear shut, close, like nothing seeping in, no doors cracked open. And I feel like that's kind of what it was, or what it had been. Y'all know that Silk Sonic song for Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Leave the Door Open? That's exactly what it was. It's like, I'll leave the door open. Just off the slight chance of like, maybe. But I feel like when people do that, and they don't really close out the cycle, but they put forth the knowing that they want to be better and do better and want new to come into their lives, you gotta let go. And I was literally at a crossroads with this connection, and a couple of others as well. Not just this particular connection, but a couple other situations and people had kind of came up from my past too. And those connections, it's like I could see them coming from a mile away. It was just like, I know this ain't really nothing that I don't have a problem with letting go, because it's just like, 1+1 ain't equaling 2 here. I'm big on reciprocity. I'm big on like equal give and take when it comes to connections and relationships. And so certain things and certain people are just easy to kind of let just fall on the wayside, with love in mind too. Like no bad blood, no ill will. It's just kind of like, I'm going this way naturally. Like I'm perpetuating myself forward naturally. And it's not a sense of like I'm cutting you off and letting you go, but it's just like we're not going the same way. And I can't slow down to bring you with me. Like the train leaves at 12. You either want it or you know what I'm saying? And respectfully, everybody has to travel their own road and go their own way and heal in their own time. But yeah, what reigns true for you throughout the process of ascension and elevating does not necessarily reign true for everybody, especially the people from your past or the people that you connect with, family members, ex-lovers, friends, jobs, you name it. It can touch on any topic across the board. But for me, with this particular connection, it felt really good to connect with this person again, just because of our history. I felt like nobody necessarily, I won't say nobody got me, but it was like no one really, up until this point, I feel, I just didn't have a bond with anybody like I had with this person. So when the connection resurfaced, of course, there was just this kind of like lighthearted energy within communicating that felt good to have. But it was also those moments of, I see and I know where I am, and I'm also seeing and viewing you where you are, and I know that we are not on the same page. For those who don't know, I'm very much so single, like single. And I say single because it's just like, some people be like, oh, I'm single, but then it's just like, do you got somebody else in your life who may think otherwise? Like, nah. Yeah, I'm single. Nobody else. So when it came to this particular connection, the feelings came back of like, ooh, maybe, but it was only based off of just that that lighthearted energy. But in terms of what I want for myself now, and in terms of the work I've done in realizing my worth and my value, and again, when I say that, it's not to diminish anybody else's worth or where they stand and where they are in their life. It took a great while for me to realize mine. And now that I know what I am deserving of, I can't settle for less than that. And I had to close the door. And granted, me and this person, we didn't talk every day. We're not walking down the sidewalk holding hands and skipping, like, but it was that kind of like leave the door open situation where it was like, you have access to me, I'm here if need be. And I really had to sit back and be like, okay, well, if you truly want new to enter your life, if someone new enters your life, they have every right to ask about your past, and if anything from your past is very much so in your present. So I had to justify that knowing within myself, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I know I would do the same and wonder why. So one of the toughest parts, but yet very simple action that I had to do was cut ties, in the sense of blocking phone numbers, removing interaction on social media, things of that nature. It wasn't like I had to pick up the phone and be like, okay, I need closure. Like, no. And when people say they need closure, contrary to popular belief, closure is for the individual. You do not need the other person to whom you have dealings with that you need closure from. Closure is for you. But I say that to say, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there, somebody text me. I say all that to say, in the process of letting go, it's not meant to be easy, but when you become clear about the path you want to take, allow that clarity to be the driving force and your reason why certain things need to change. I wrote down something the other night that I was journaling, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I just felt like it's therapeutic to write, but also I feel like there are some gems in here that I can offer to anyone who may feel like this process is challenging for them, if they can relate. So it says, to be set free. Realizing the lesson and grasping the clarity within letting go is such a big part of releasing the past. With the utmost love and respect, deciding to cut ties and truly stand firm on my choice was/is powerful. It's not to say that a sense of remorse isn't felt, but remaining mindful of my strength as well as the healing work I've endured and had the opportunity to experience has truly given me a sense of appreciation. I am free to dream with no attachments to what was, all the while moving forward with the wisdom I've always known to be true to my soul and spirit. That love, agape love, is the essence of me. I am a being of God's love, energy, and light. And now I am able to experience the new from all that I've learned continuously. I get to move forward. I get to love for real. I get to continue to grow from this happy place inside of me. And more of the happiest moments of my life await me. I am in alignment with my true north. And it just feels good, man. It feels good. that good outweighs the sense of remorse that I mentioned. You're shedding a part of your old self. You're shedding a part of the things and the people that you once held near and dear to you, but it doesn't mean that you don't have more of those connections to embark and experience on and in along the way. It's just the new experiences are going to meet you now on the level in which you have ascended to. So I'm excited about that. And I hope that this encourages you all to do the same. Happy healing. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it for me, okay? Leave some love in the comments. And I'll check y'all on the next one.